I mean, yeah, that's the plan. But for us, we always have the focus of just going one game at a time. I mean, when losing those two games, it was really heartbreaking. First of all, because we broke the streak, the winning streak. But we just realized we had a bigger purpose, and the bigger purpose is obviously to win the Big 12. So we got to take it game by game, and this game is as big as any other game we're gonna play. So yeah.
What do you see from them? They're obviously an improving team. It's like they've really gotten better over the last few weeks.
I mean, we don't underestimate them at all because they're a really good team. Considering you look at the last couple of games they played, they've only lost by like 3 points, and it's very close. Also, if you look at the last game when they played against Kansas, it was fairly a close game with that last bucket. So I feel like it's gonna be they're a really good matchup for us. It's gonna be a tough game, but we just gotta fight it out.
Floyd, just as you look at for yourself and the way that you've improved in the last couple games, what do you think has been the key for you to get the kind of looks that you've gotten in these last couple games?
I mean, for me, it's the bigger purpose is to win, and well, one of my betterment attributes is setting great screens and getting my teammates open. So if I get them open, the defense collapses on them, I get wide open. So the more I focus on getting them open, the wider I get open. So that should be my bread and butter.
Jordan, how do you feel like you've come along this year? You're starting to get a little more playing time. What have you been kind of working on?
Well, I've tried to work on every area of my game, but mainly I've been focusing on just playing defense or just being the best I can be on defense. And then just also getting stronger. And, my attributes over the years has been just being there for my teammates if they need anything and just contributing to the team however I can.
Working against them in practice, the other guys, maybe this doesn't surprise you what this team has done. I mean, you kind of saw the talent already, even though you guys lost so much. You kind of see what talent's out there.
Yeah, most definitely. All of our guys have unique abilities, and we all bring something that somebody else doesn't possess. So it's just good to have. We basically just have an overall stacked team, so anybody could step up in any day. So. Yeah, it's good.
Jordan, you feel like, James missed a game, Jeremy's missed a few. You feel like you guys have maybe showed the depth you guys have?
Yeah, most definitely. Just guys being ready. Whoever steps up one game, 2 games, we'll have different guys in double figures, so everybody just piggyback off everybody's performances.
Well, I want to ask you about Mark Smith. I think he's still leading the league in rebounding. What do you see from him at K-State?
I mean, he's a really aggressive guard. I saw a couple of film on him, and he's kind of like the glue guy for K-State as well. Like in down moments, he's being the guy to score and everything. But I just feel like we should definitely pay attention to him and how he's going to play. Because I saw against Kansas, he didn't play too well, but I feel like he's going to try to have a big game against us. But overall, I mean, K-State is a really good team, really talented team, and just playing them throughout the years is always a good matchup for us. Yeah.
How did you handle the extra minutes? That was career-high minutes for you.
Yeah, it felt different. I mean, Jordan was kind of looking at me when I was on the court, but it felt different. But like I said, man, I mean, the ultimate goal is always to get a win, and whichever way I can affect the team in matters of winning, that's always the goal. Yeah.
Kind of off of that, does it feel nice to hear, because after the game, Coach Drew said that, like, you were in a zone and that's why he wanted to keep you out there. Does it feel nice hearing that from Coach?
Definitely. It's definitely a confident booster when you have your coach supporting you and just always being there for you, and it's just gives you energy to go out there and perform and just play your heart out. So, yeah, for sure.
Where do you want to start?
Well, Scott, obviously K-State's really improved over the last few weeks. What do you see from them?
Well, I think first and foremost, the league is so tough. If you're not healthy, it really makes it hard. And everybody's banged up. But, I mean, Kansas State's had everybody together the last 3 games, and they beat Texas, they beat Texas Tech, and they could have very easily beaten Kansas. So I think everybody realizes when they're all together just how good they are. And they got a lot of they got some returning players that help give the stability, and they've gotten better and improved. But then the players they've added bring them not only talent but experience as they're older guys. And one's a transfer from Missouri and Illinois, and another's a transfer from Wake Forest, another from Arkansas Little Rock. So they they're not bringing them in freshmen that got to have growing pains and learn what it's like to be in college.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Mark Smith. He's been leading the league in rebounding. What do you see from him?
Yeah, so a lot of rebounds. But he's somebody that is obviously got a nose for the ball, physical, strong, athletic, and then he's a guard playing the four. So offensively, he's a tough matchup in their backcourt. That's a lot of points, a lot of assists, a lot of quickness, a lot of athleticism. So it makes it hard to guard both of them, and they kind of set the table for everybody else on the team.
Coach, you've talked about how, basketball's a game of runs, but it feels like that's been happening maybe more than normal for you guys. How can you kind of, start to fix that where you guys go up big and kind of back off?
Well, I think we like the going up big part. We'll probably try to fix the backing off part. But I think, again, that's college basketball. I think it's, first of all, you're playing very good teams and very well-coached teams. So there's not a knockout punch. You look at it even with Oklahoma State, we get down big. It's not like we went away. So most of your Big 12 games are one-possession games. And when you have a lead, if you can build on it, obviously every coach wants that. I think with us, it's been a little harder to build on leads because of our depth has definitely been affected. And normally you want to early on in the year when we didn't have injuries, we could hit them in waves. And I think obviously with Jeremy and James being out some, that's affected some of that. At the same time, I think college basketball in general, fans are back. That gives you momentum. The other thing is the three-point shot. That changes things quick. And then the last thing is you look at the Big 12 conference, look at the Ken Palm rankings. It's not even close. We're so far ahead of every conference because the defenses are outstanding. And that means they usually get a lot of steals and stops, which allows quick point changes and lead changes. And when we get stops, we get turnovers, and we get out, then we get on those runs too.
Touched on it, James and Jeremy, still day-to-day?
Still day-to-day, and it's hard to get healthy in the Big 12. When you play, you get banged up, and obviously it was a big bucket James hit when he landed back on his tailbone. So I'm going to put one of them I know he's got those cushions, those football pads to help with it, but we need a bigger, thicker one right on that tailbone, I guess.
Is he? How's he doing since he landed?
He's a tough kid, and he's rehabbing, and day to day with him, and Jeremy's getting closer each and every day.
Scott, with some of those guys in and out, how important has it been? Matthew seems like he's played really well this time.
Well, it's been more important for all the guys that are still in the rotation, and then it's been important for the guys that we've added to the rotation, but especially the guys that have Kendall and Matt that have picked up the slack for Jeremy. I mean, knock on wood, we've had foul trouble, but it's not like both of them have fouled out, and both of them have done a great job on the glass and defensively. And both of them have been offensively. Obviously, West Virginia, Matt was really good, but KB and Matt have been very, very good in all aspects of the game, with Jeremy being out and picking up for him.
Got students back this week. I'm thinking they weren't there at all for the two losses. I mean, maybe a little bit for that second one.
Yeah, the second game, I think we had students, but obviously now everyone's back, and that's so critical, so important. That energy, that excitement, that helps you fight through fatigue, helps keep you motivated, and it's really hard to win on the road in the Big 12 because the student sections and the fan support's so good. I thought the student section was tremendous in the women's game on Sunday. I thought Bear Pit was alive and kicking.
Yeah, have you recovered from that experience?
Coach Tang really enjoyed talking to the officials and not worried about getting a technical. Yeah.
Coach Finley said you were ragging on him.
Yeah. So Coach Finley coached my sister.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And family friend, and love Coach Finley and his staff. Obviously, they're playing Baylor, so I had to have a little fun with the sit-down coach before the game. He looked up like, ooh.
Is that a lot of fun for you to be up there?
Yeah, it's you always support each other, but it's really hard during season because literally with quick turnarounds, you're just watching film and prepping, so it's hard to go to other games, and otherwise you'd go to a lot more. But it's fun when you get a chance to, and definitely enjoyed. It was a great atmosphere, great game for the women.
Were you trying to teach the students how you want them to act during the men's game?
we just had fun learning from them, and then throwing in a couple stuff from the 70s and 80s and 90s they might not know about.
Scott, is there a little more motivation for this one because you're back home and coming off those two?
I'd say they're all motivation for you. I mean, you look at it, each game's such a grind, such a war, and the great thing is you show the team on the film, and you don't have to motivate because, I mean, they see Pat getting 35 against K-State, and they're like, hey, he can play. You know, you don't have to, needless to say, he had, 18 or 19 against us last year, and that in itself should be good. But, I mean, they players recognize players, and you just watch that game or you watch the clips that we put together, you see just how talented the Big 12 is, and it makes it exciting for players because each and every night you got to play well or you get embarrassed.
Coach, tomorrow's the coaches versus cancer recognition game. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to coaches, and it means a lot to I think everybody in this world. I mean, if you've been blessed to know no one that's been affected by cancer, it will get to you eventually, someone that you know, because obviously it's affected so many, and the research dollars and the money and the awareness have saved so many lives. And obviously my parents, both cancer survivors, tremendous thing to be a part of, and we're always excited about that.